What are we doing today? I'm just going to be doing some algorithms. LeetCode, if you ever heard of that. LeetCode and chilling and talking nonsense. That's what we do most days here. Alright. I'm almost ready, man. I'm about to start. I think I'm ready. Do you think you will build any projects? Would be fun to see you build something over time. Oh, the scientist, yeah. I'm gonna start building many things starting next week. Steven Sagiball in the house. What's happening, man? Look who it is. Workout stream when? I don't know if I'm ready for a workout stream. But I'll be trying to pump iron at home. Alright. Hey, I'm not saying no workout stream ever, but I don't have anything planned. Are you guys ready? Should I try a daily problem or what? Medium. Maximize area of square hole in grid. Am I ready? Should I peek at? Dang, 41%. This is like a hard medium then. I shouldn't have looked, but it's a bad habit to look at those things. Alright, you are given the two integers n and m and two integer arrays h bars and v bars. The grid has n plus 2 horizontal and n plus 2 vertical bars, creating 1 by 1 unit cells. The bars are indexed starting from 1. You can remove some of the bars in h bars from the horizontal bars and some of the bars in v bars from vertical bars. Note that other bars are fixed and cannot be removed. Return an integer denoting the maximum area of a square-shaped hole in the grid after removing some bars, possibly none. Shit. I feel like I've done a problem like this before. Let me see. Never submitted anything, so maybe not this one. Return an integer denoting the maximum area. So how many bars can we remove? Any amount? Let's look at the example. So n is 2. What does n represent? N plus 2 horizontal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. I see. So I have all of those bars. And then we have these bars that we can remove, 2 and 3, and V bars is 2. I don't know, man. So why wouldn't I just remove all of these bars and then just find the maximum area after removing? Is there a certain limit to how many bars you can remove? It says some, but it doesn't tell me how many. Oh, but it still needs to be a square hole. I see. So if I removed the 3, it wouldn't be a square anymore. Hey, Brett is in the house. What's happening, Brett? Oh, look at the constraints. Dang, up to 1 billion. Oh, but there's only 100 bars that we can remove. So all values are distinct. how to begin this one, man. Needs to be a square shaped hole. How do I know that I can make Can I binary search for the answer by guessing the size of a side or the area or whatever, and then seeing if I can create that area by removing some bars? And if I can create the area, I should try bigger. If not, I should try smaller. But I don't know how I'd even go about implementing that. Let's see. Hey, somebody from YouTube, what's happening? Somebody who doesn't really have a username. Alright. H bars is only 100. V bars is also 100. I wonder if I just try to remove, so I could take it or leave it. No. Alright, so the grid creates the 1 by 1. It's like a nice grid. Every cell is just 1 by 1. And then the bars, the 8 horizontal bars, vertical bars, we can remove those. So horizontal bars 2 and 3. So we know that, alright, if we remove the 2, we know that the bar at 1 to 3, that means we can make a side of 2 here, and then I suppose we just like see if the same vertical bar is missing. I don't know yet. So you can remove the 2, and that will create a side that's 2 length. And then we can say if there's anything in the vertical bars, remove that, we can get a side of 2 length. I'm thinking it's something like that, man, but I'm still unsure how to implement. Boss Gans, how you doing? Welcome to the party. And somebody else from YouTube, Gulati9, welcome to the party. Howling Fan, what's up? Back at it again. Yeah, I'm trying to stick to my schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. If H bars had 1, 2, and V bars had 9900, would it work? Interesting points, Brett. So if H bars, so no, would it work? I don't think it would, because the V bars would be like too far away. Let me think. So I remove this H bar. I can't visualize. I need to bring out my pen, man. I can't visualize a dang grid with some missing bars. So let me do this real quick. I don't often draw things, but sometimes it really helps. Alright, so let's just say this grid for now. And then let's say we remove this. So we don't have any squares, right? Because we just made rectangles. And the only way we can make, so remove this. Yeah, and if this was at 99, then we'd get something over there. No. Right? Let me extend this. I think so. So it would look like this, right? We remove one, the H bar at 2. Remove this one. And then if we removed any of the vertical bars, we can make a square anywhere, right? Like that would be a square, that would be a square, that would be a square. Oh, did you do the part 2 of the binary search of those? No, the yesterday's daily, I didn't even try it. That seemed, I don't really, I don't do LeetCode off stream. So that's a bad habit, but it's something I've always struggled with, like trying to study LeetCode offline. All right, so if we can remove one bar here, anywhere that we remove this bar, we can make a square. Does that sound crazy? Why does that sound crazy? It doesn't look crazy. Wait, the harder version of the square problem needed a better data structure like a segment tree. Man, from what I've been reading and seeing online, it seems like on LeetCode contests, segment trees used to be like a Q4 only topic. And it seems like in the last year or so, segment trees are basically fair game for any problem Q2 and above. So I think I really need to give some attention to segment trees this year, because every time I see a segment tree, I don't take them that seriously, since I figure, oh, this is beyond the scope of LeetCode. But I think we're getting some increased scope with LeetCode now. Segment tree for Q2 is whack. That's what I think too, man. But I think I've seen segment trees on Q2s. I assume is esoteric with regards to LeetCode. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that really means. But I think you're saying it doesn't matter for LeetCode. But I think it does these days, man. Oh shit, I just erased the whole thing. So it's, all right, let me look at this one. So this one, the answer is still 2, but we can remove. All right, I wonder if it's like, you need to be able to remove consecutive bars. Maybe it's like the biggest consecutive sequence, the min of the max consecutive sequences in H bars and V bars. Would that even make sense? I think, right? Because this one, you can remove, you can make a chunk. You got it. Yeah, that's what it seems like. The max, no, the min of the maxes of consecutives in H bars and V bars. I think if I didn't draw this problem out, I wouldn't have realized that. Because it's hard to visualize that, man. Leet whale in the house. What's happening? So let me try to implement that. So the consecutives, but maybe there's some edge cases. Oh. Because one bar can't be removed. Drawing examples is a great idea. Wait, that is the best lesson of the problem, yeah. I'm a bit stubborn with drawing stuff out. I've never really used a pen and paper for LeetCode. I always try and do it with ASCII, like drawings like this. But sometimes pen and paper is the best. But I purposely trained myself to not use a pen and paper for LeetCode, because when I trained LeetCode, I was training for interviews. And I know whatever I scribble down on a pen and a paper, I can't show that to my interviewer. So I try to like not rely on that, because I just want to pass an interview, right? So then like I practice drawing things with ASCII as much as possible, so that at least when I'm sharing screen, the person can see it. But pen and paper is the truth, man. All right, here we go. So right now I'm just thinking about edge cases. I'm not sure if the consecutive sequence falls in the beginning or in the middle if it matters. I'm not sure if it does, but I'll just try and code something up anyways. Should I make a function to find max consecutive lambda? We'll take in a vector int bars, and then given a vector, given h bars or v bars, find the highest consecutive. So let me see if I know how to do that. Let's go from 1. So I'm iterating from the first position, and then I'm assuming the maximum consecutive is just 1 here initially. And then I'm just gonna check that, should I keep track of my streak? And then I'll say if the current number is only 1 above, like incremented by 1, the previous one, then we can increment our streak. Otherwise, our streak resets to 1. And then that's the maximum streak that we've seen. I think that looks okay. I suppose looks good to me. What am I doing now? I guess I'm just, there has to be more to it, because I'm not even using N and M yet. I guess we'll find out soon enough. So the max vertical, should I call it Vmax, is it's an integer, right? And it definitely isn't just return the minimum of these two maxes, right? There's no way, because, well, I guess it would be squared, but still, I still don't think. I'm just gonna submit though, even though I feel it's not right, because I'm lazy. And then from the test cases, I'll see where I need to adjust. What are they talking about, man? Oh, bars. Hey, Foul, thank you very much for the follow, and thank you for the hydrates. Cheers. Talking about stream? Why did I write stream, man? It's crazy. All right. Oh man, that's the wrong N. Where's my mic? It's right here. like right there. You wanna see? There's my microphone. Welcome, Fowl. How are you doing? Dang, wrong everything. So this... Oh, snap. How's that? Oh, geez. I see. Are they even sorted when they come in? Do I have to sort? Let me think. I mean, I think I see what's happening. It's the streak thing that when it's just one element, this whole thing is not doing anything, and so maybe I should return. So if this is 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Should I return this +1? Does that even make sense? We'll see. I don't think it makes sense, but I had to submit anyways. Alright, I have to figure out all these things in detail now. Coder Samurai, what's happened from YouTube? Welcome. Oh, I have to sort them. They're gonna make me sort them, man. And I think there's probably more things I have to do. What is this mic? I want to buy it now? Dang. So... that's the microphone. I think that's the name of it. Hold up. Let me see. Man, that was a little bit easier than I expected. Anyways, I'll be right back. I gotta grab some water. All right. Chair stream. What? Ice Cold Witch. Welcome. Wait. Gap? It's so expensive. Yeah, I bought this when I got my job, man. And then, I don't know. People, when I was looking up to buy it, I read somebody's comment that was like, yeah, if you're thinking about buying this and you're on the edge and you're not sure, they're like, just buy it anyways, man. Because microphones hold their value really well over time. So if you don't need it, you can just sell it and you'll gain back like 80%, 90% of your money. So I bought this like 3 years ago, and I don't really know what to compare it to know if it's good or bad, but it was very expensive. All right, what are we gonna do now, man? I don't know. Have you ever smashed your mic in rage when gaming? No, I don't. First, I don't use my microphone when I'm gaming because I ain't talking to nobody on the internet, man. I don't talk to strangers online. And second, I don't rage smash anything from gaming, you know? Maybe when I was like 10 years old. But not since becoming an adult. Alright, dang, LeetCoin's rolling in. I guess old contests or what? How do I see virtual contests? The Dune Coon. Thank you very much for the follow. What's happening, man? How's your... Hey, I rated you last night, right? I'm just making sure before I ask you, how's your LeetCode studying going? Alright, let me see. How do I see my virtual rankings? Doesn't tell me. Oh, right here. It tells me right here. 45. Dang. Alright, so I guess 173. Bi-weekly 173. It's been going. Hey, how long have you been studying LeetCode, man? I didn't even know rating was a thing. Hey, I guess you're new to Twitch. I know I wasn't really a Twitch person before I started to stream, so I didn't know anything about like Twitch culture. And I still don't really know about Twitch culture. I've been streaming for like 4 years. But, you know, like all those it took me like years to figure out what the hell some of those emotes meant, man. Like the sarcasm emote and whatever, Kappa. It's like, what the hell does this emote mean? Anyways, yeah, that one. Like, why people keep putting this thing in my chat, I don't know who the hell came up with that, man. Now I have, like, small idea what some of those emotes mean. Alright, let's do this virtual contest. Bi-weekly. Reverse string prefix. Here, given a string S and an integer K, reverse the first K characters of S and return the resulting string. Oh, shit. Can I do that? BACD ZYX. Hey, submit. Easy work. Too easy for a Q1, man. My LeetCode journey started like a week and bit ago. Dang. Are you starting from scratch? Like you've never done any algorithms, or you studied algorithms some time ago and you're just kind of getting back into it now. Mirkel, what's happening? Is LeetCode still the way to get into big tech? I don't think there are many other ways to get into big tech besides LeetCode. I've heard of some people. Yeah, no, I've heard everybody gets LeetCode checked, so I don't know, man. Learn segment tree first. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. Oh, Hector HSC. Thank you very much for those bits, and Happy New Year. What's happening? I was gonna say something, man. I forget. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Hey, I looked. I mean, when I was at Google, you have access to like all of the question banks. There's probably like 700 questions in the question bank at Google or something like that. Maybe 1,000. And I'm pretty sure some of those questions has segment trees in them. When I saw that, I was like, dang, is this for real? I can't imagine showing up to an interview and somebody, you know, ask me a segment tree question. Hold on, let me do this. Hector HSC. Bits. Thank you very much. Wait, you resigned already? Yeah, wait, can you anonymously leak them in your Discord? No, I don't work there anymore, so I don't have access to them anymore. November 16th of last year or something like that was my last date. November. I don't remember the exact day. What's next for you? I don't really know. But I don't really want to work for a company right now. I just want to try and freestyle out there in the wilds. Yeah, Google has great work-life balance, I have to say. I think overall, Google is still really, really good as a company to work for. Oh shit, I'm taking a contest, I forgot. Next question. Minimum subarray length with distinct sum at least K. What happens? You get fired for bad behavior? Nah, man. I volunteered to get laid off. So they did something called voluntary layoffs, where the email said, if you don't feel motivated by the mission of this org or something, then we want to pay you to leave, you know? So as soon as I got that email, I signed up immediately because I was going to leave anyways. Panda Poopums, welcome to the party. Get a nice package. Yeah, it was pretty nice, I'd say, considering that I was going to leave anyways. So let me try and remember. 14 weeks plus 1 week for every full year, and I did almost 4 years, so I only got 17 weeks. Wait, was that it? 17 weeks only? And then I had about 5 weeks of vacation that they paid me out for. Yeah, and yeah, that was my severance. And then I had to stay like 3 months on garden leave. And out of those 3 months on garden leave, I must have worked like 1 month. But it was mainly joking around for the last 3 months, and then you get paid out the severance. So I was going into the office basically just to get groceries, food and dinner, and chit chat with people, and then that was it. Do some handoff, knowledge transfer, help ramp up my replacements, and that's it. What was the job title? I was a software engineer. I was at L4 at Google. Did all your stocks vest? No, the last vest I got was in October. October. I get monthly vests when I was working, so I got accepted to the layoff in August, and then my stocks vested August, September, October, and then November I got my well, I didn't get my severance yet, but November is when my last day was. I think I got 6 months severance when I left Bose, and like 5 weeks vacation. Dang, 6 months? That's crazy, right? I guess it depends how long you were there. If you're like there for 10 years or something, I suppose 6 months sounds about right. Maybe. All right. Q2. I was there exactly 10 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man, because they usually give you like more severance for longer time, you know? All right, let's see. So you're given an integer array nums and an integer k. Return the minimum length of a subarray whose sum of the distinct values present in the subarray, each value counted once, is at least k. If no such subarray exists, return -1. I can do this for sure. I'm certain I can do this one. Are there negative numbers in here? No. I can collect that at 55. Dang, you're about retirement age, man. I'm not retired. I'm not even close to being retired. If this little side quest of mine doesn't go well, I don't know if I'll be able to retire at 55, man. Or however long is retirement. 58. 59 and a half. Who knows? So, alright. What I want? Minimum subarray length with distinct sum at least k. It's supposed to be binary search, right? Or sliding window. Let me think. I was gonna do some weird binary search sliding window, but I'm thinking, do I even need the binary search there? Can I just implement a regular sliding window, and as soon as the sum is at least k, I think so. Let me see. Wait, can you just like ask for 5 decade vacation time instead of 5 weeks? Yeah, that would be nice. That, hey, some companies offer unlimited vacation, but it's all a scam. Because when you have unlimited vacation, most companies, they're legally required you to pay you out when you leave all the vacation time that you've accumulated. In my case, it was 5 weeks. In Panda Poopum's case, it was also 5 weeks when he left the company. But in an unlimited vacation company, when you leave, there's no accumulated time, so there's no payouts. That's my target age for retirement. Hopefully I hit it, but I might get distracted. I want to buy a place in Japan. You try and buy one of them old mashed up houses for like $10,000. There's a name for those houses. I forget the name. A Portnoy G7. What's happened? So I'm speaking well of Google just in case? Nah. That's my honest opinion on Google. I didn't hate the company or anything. How much does a senior make at Google? Depends, but I'd say around 450, 550. Around 400, yeah, it really depends. Probably around 500 for a senior. Like, it depends if you got internally promoted. Like, if you've been at the company a long time and you got internally promoted to L5 versus a new hire L5, you know, like an internally promoted L5, they probably make 350, 400. But a new hire L5, they probably make closer to like 450, you know. And then a long-time L5 who's been accumulating crazy stocks for the last 4 years, they're probably closer to 600-700 with stock appreciation right now. Zoom Venom, what's happened? Glad to see you back streaming. Thank you. You just need to use the unlimited vacation immediately. Yeah. Let's see how unlimited it really is. Steven Sagball says, I have 14 PTO days saved up. What are you gonna do with them, man? Are you how many can you accumulate wherever you're at? Can you save them up and like just always carry your max vacation around with you so that when you leave you get paid crazy money? I think I like 30 or 35. Yeah, I think at Google it was 300 hours you could save up. Those huge numbers are gross. What do you mean gross, man? Man has more PTO days than Google and better 401k? That's crazy. How many PTOs do you get, man? At Google I got 20. And for people there 5 years or longer get 25, I think. And then 401k is a 50% match. 21 and 2 choice days, so 23, dang. 23. Is it 23 for everybody? 401k is 100% matched to I guess that 401k is similar to Google though. Coding Wally Sakar, what's happened from YouTube? And Gurav, how you doing? LeetCode is too tough for me. Why? Because you don't practice enough. That is the #1 reason if LeetCode is hard. You have to contribute less to get the same match though. Right. It's similar, but I suppose if you don't max out your 401k, it's better at meta. Yeah. For someone just starting up, do you have a rough roadmap into getting into Fang or Google? The Dune Coon. First, you have to be decently good at algorithms. So if you're not good at algorithms, that's like probably what you should work on, because it's unlikely that you pass any of those technical interviews without being very good in algorithms these days. Maybe like 5 years ago you could get away just by luck, but I think it's very competitive these days, and you have to stand out with your algorithm knowledge. But and I don't really know anything about like your background. Are you a student? Do you go to like, do you study CS? Are you like a math person trying to switch into CS? Were you flipping burgers at Burger King and now you're trying to get some money in CS? You know, like I think all of these things depends on what I'd work on if I was trying to get into Fang. The Bruce Sales, what's happened? Finally caught a stream. Hey, welcome from YouTube. And Sudhan, howdy. Where am I from? I'm from Jamaica, but I don't live there right now. I got a degree in computer engineering, but haven't done much in the past 2 years. Man, if you've been inactive for 2 years, I don't know what to tell you, man. You gotta get good at algorithms, and then the next challenge is probably getting the interview. So I don't know if it's easy to get an interview these days with no experience. Maybe with some crazy side projects and your computer engineering degree, you might get lucky. To be honest, for a roadmap to Fang, I'd say get any job first. Work there for a couple years while still preparing for Fang, and then maybe in 2-3 years you'll get an opportunity to interview with them. It's not gonna be a 6-month journey more than likely. It's going to be a multiple year journey. So you have to, I think if you stay dedicated to the cause for multiple years, you'll find your way into FANG. But you should be ready to take a job that's not FANG to get some experience, you know? Like for me, I think most people see my stream and they see I got the job at Google and they think, oh, I just LeetCoded for 5 months and I got a job at Google. But I was preparing for that interview to even get the interview for about 2 years. 2 years before I even got my interview or even started streaming, I was already preparing to get a job at FANG. I was probably where you are right now. Never really studied LeetCode or anything. And it took me a while before I finally cracked FANG. Gotta lock in so that when you get the interview, you're ready. Yeah, LeetWhale says it right, and it takes a long time to get ready. Multiple months if you're a genius, I'd say. Multiple years if you're a regular guy like me. Focus in a cool portfolio and focus your resume is what you can do like in literal way with the stack you choose. Well, alright, I think what's happening, QSword? I think for the stack you choose and all that, it doesn't really matter for a FANG position because most of them hire general software engineers. Like they don't care what you did before. They don't really care what language you know because you're gonna have to learn their stack anyways, and Google's stack isn't public, so they're not gonna expect somebody from the outside coming in with experience with like Google style C++, you know. But I'd say, yeah, just keep on keeping on, man. That's the way, that's the roadmap. Besides LeetCode, did you do anything else? Projects, resume? I only did algorithms, and I got lucky because I participated in a contest, a Google contest called Kickstart, and then a recruiter reached out to me based on the results for that contest. Google won't interview you, Steven Sagiball? Dang. Are you applying? I mean, I hear it's tough to even get an interview these days. I feel like it's easy to underestimate how much work it takes to get good at this. Yeah, I've been studying algorithms for over 2,000 hours, man. And when I was like only 100 hours in, I really sucked, absolutely sucked. So I put in a lot of time to get to where I'm at, and I'm not even like that good. You got free trip to Zurich, right? Yeah, I've been to Zurich maybe 3 times with Google. 3, yeah, about 3, maybe 4. I don't remember. Think age is important to land FANG jobs? Yeah, to some degree. Like, I think it's gonna be crazy to see a 90-year-old person get hired. Or all right, I don't think it matters, to be honest. I was like 33 when I got my FANG job offer, and I've never had any real experience before then, so I broke in my 30s. What's the highest place you've placed in a contest on LeetCode? Maybe like 400 or 300 or so. I don't really know. Not anything too great. What do you mean they have their own stack? All of their tooling and stuff, it's proprietary, usually. That's what I mean, they have their own stack. So like Google isn't doing React for front end. They have their own internal, I don't even know what it's called. And all the tooling you're not gonna find in open source things, usually. Appreciate you sharing, Heike. Hella motivating. Yeah, The Doom Coon, it takes some time, and that's why I'm here, man, to like share information and hopefully help some people get into Fang. What age you start taking code seriously? 2013. So 13, I was around 26, 25 or so. Bricky, what's happened? Wiz? Yeah, the Google internal front end stuff is called Wiz. Gross. I don't do it front end, but it's so whack at Google, I think. Anyways, Q2 in this thing. What was I thinking? So the minimum length, at least K, would be there or there, right? So I think we need a multi-set, or I guess I can use an unordered map. So I'm trying, I haven't written a sliding window in a long time, man. My sliding windows are weird. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm sliding my window. Can the sum overflow? What's K? At least K. Can that overflow? I don't think so. But maybe I'll just use long to be safe. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to grow my window and keep a set of all the distinct numbers. So if it's a new entry in here, I'm going to add it to my sum. If it's not, I'm just going to increment. And I'm going to keep growing until it's at least K. And then while it's at least K, I'll shrink. And we'll see if that works. So that's my right. And then now I have to process the right thing. So I put that in my frequency map. But first I should check. So this is saying if it's already in there, don't add it to the sum, but we can increment it. But if we don't find it, we add it to the sum. And then now what? If our sum is at least K, man, this is a whack sliding window. The sum is at least K. Should I do if or while? Then this is my left number. And then I want to decrement the left. And then if we decrement it to 0, then that means we need to I guess we don't really care about removing it from the map, but we do care about decrement it from the sum. And then this is that. I need the length now, so then let me think. I don't know if this is plus, do I need to +1 here? Maybe I should just do it like that. No, we want the min right? Want the minimum window. But then if no such sum exists, return -1. So then here, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about this one. We'll see. Oh, Jesus. That ain't right, man. -1, -1. I gotta debug a little bit. Do you think you can get into quant since you're already good at C++? I think if I really tried, I would have a good shot, but I don't know if that's my goal. Numbers is in the house. What's happening, Numbers? How you doing, man? It's been a long time since I LeetCoded, and I'm out here struggling, man, on Q2. How you doing, man? Have you been doing algorithms, Numbers, or are you like just laser focused on internship and all that stuff? Like, do you even compete at stuff anymore? What am I doing here? Oh, you know, I don't edit. I guess we do this both times anyways. Let's put it right there. 2 2 2 1. Should I submit this? I don't know. I'm retired. I unfortunately failed at qualifying for ICPC Worlds Final this year. Dang. Sorry to hear that, man. But I guess at some point everybody retires from competitive programming. I think he had a decent run, man. Hopefully things are going good otherwise, besides the ICPC stuff. I know last time we talked, I think he had said you got some real nice internship. And you're drinking beer after work and stuff like that. Hopefully not too much beer. Alright, I'm gonna send this and see what's happening. Come on, man. Yeah, life is good. Yeah, that's good to hear, man. Hey, how am I gonna get 2? Oh. Because there's a single number in there. So, how come I don't pick that up? So, let me see. I'd grow. It's 29. I shrink. Grow. Shrink. Grow. Shrink. Grow. Hey. Hey, Numbers. I know my sliding window is whack, man. I've always tried to change it. This is the first way I've ever written my sliding window, and it's like I can't change it, even if I tried. But I didn't try hard enough. But I am aware of how strange my sliding window is. I wonder, is this like, I would think that my thing works, but it doesn't, you know? Just this part? Well, this is specific to this problem, I suppose, because I'm just looking to see if it's in the set, because they only want the sum of distinct numbers in the subarray. I suppose a multiset would be better here, but I'm not super familiar with the syntax for a multiset. So I just use a regular unordered map as like a multiset, and you know, if it gets to 0, I do something. But yeah. But alright, I'm trying to think if I should just do some bootleg, like if x is greater than or equal to k, then we can just return 1. That would fix that one case, but I don't feel right doing that because I feel like my algorithm should work, you know, but it doesn't. Should I try on that test case? Worst thing, you already mentioned the bug fix and disregard it. Yeah. I know, man. This is terrible. Alright. So there is clearly bugs. Alright, let me try and not do garbage, right? Your regional was so bullshit. Hey, what happened in the regional don't defense? That went to World's Final decided by penalty. Sounds like, hey, when was ICPC? Was it recently? Me, when no other university has 2 teams in top 16 and Cambridge has all 4 teams in the top 8. Dang. Hold up. How, man? Where's that wrong test case too? $79. The answer should be 2, and it's right here, right there. That's kind of crazy, man. Anytime numbers comes in here, I get nervous, man, because I know he's gonna call me out on my weird code. Wait, I had minutes of ads, so I just missed all. Don't worry, numbers, you didn't miss anything, man. I'm just joking around. Oh snap! Wait, 0, 5. Dang. Why am I struggling, man? Because I'm nervous. Let me copy these. Oh shit, I missed a bunch of YouTube messages. Do you know how to use ChatGPT? Nah, not really. Seems like Fang cares more about experience from previous jobs plus knowing DSA. What's your thoughts about AI and its impact on the industry? I don't know, man. I think AI has changed the way we develop software, that's for sure. I don't think that's up for too much debate these days. What was I trying to do? I was trying to debug why nothing is working. I was gonna do that by just printing. So it's saying So why is it still growing, man? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just so rusty right now. 4. That's crazy because this subarray should be picked up, right? That's for sure bigger than whatever they say, 79. From 6 to 7. But alright, once it gets to 4, we're at 4 to 8. Do I have to add all these? No. Anyways, I think I know what the bug is. Huh. What is it? I think I think I don't know what the bug is. Um 43 I saw earlier is not deleted. But why do I have to remove anything from the map? Oh, come on, man. I shouldn't. Yeah, I see. I'm just tripping. You know, I thought, I was like, should I erase from the map? And I was thinking, nah, I don't need to erase because I don't even use the map for anything. As long as I subtract it from the sum. But obviously, it should get erased there because then if there's this is a bug. Absolute bug. Because I should have just used multiset. But even if I did use a multiset, I think I still have the same bug because my thoughts were it's not necessary to erase from the map. It's only necessary to subtract from the sum, you know. But it was necessary because I do this check in the map to see whether or not I should add it to the sum, you know. If freak if freak right would have worked, yeah. But yeah. Still kind of weird. I should just have erased it is really what I should have done. Javier D, what's happened? Alright, that took a long time, man. I think I had the idea of just implementing buggy code. Oh, embarrassing. Next question, Q3. Find maximum value in a constrained sequence. Hey, before I start Q3, man, I have to tell you guys something. I've been playing a game that I just bought last night. And I kind of want to just like quit my stream right now, end stream and go play this dang game. It's called, but I won't. It's called Minecraft. No, it's not Minecraft, man. Songs of 6. Anyone ever heard of this game? Look at that, 10 out of 10. Overwhelmingly positive, 5 stars, 95% like this game. Retro game? Nah, it's pretty new-ish. Like in the last few years. It's kind of like RimWorld, kind of like Dwarf Fortress, somewhere in between. Maybe kind of also like Age of Empires. Anyways, I don't know if you guys are fans of these types of games, but if you are, you should check this out. Anyways, Q3. Find maximum value in a constrained sequence. You're given an integer n, a 2D integer array restrictions, and an integer array diff of length n-1. Your task is to construct a sequence of length n, denoted by a0, a1 to a(n-1), such that it satisfies the following conditions. a0 is 0, all elements in the sequence are non-negative. For every index I in between 0 and n-2, the difference between things is less than the diff. Difference between two neighbors is less than diff. And for each restrictions I, the value at position index in the sequence must not exceed max val. Your goal is to construct a valid sequence that maximizes the largest value within the sequence while satisfying all the above conditions. Return an integer denoting the largest value present in such an optimal sequence. The visual made me think of Age of Empires. It can't be a crappy game with those ratings. Yeah, it's a real good game, man. I don't play early access games. I don't usually play too many early access games, but I do make exceptions if I think there's enough content. Songs of Six. It's like a colony management game or empire building game, and it's pretty detailed. So if you like those types of games, like Dwarf Fortress, RimWorld are probably the two biggest games in that genre. I think this game is worth a try. I'm about to go play it right now after I finish streaming, maybe. This problem sounds too hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll try it. So I don't fully understand the problem. Did people figure out where I live? No, I haven't told anybody, and it's not a guessing game, man. Nobody's trying to guess besides a couple people. So, alright. I live in the basement. That's where I live. In a van down by the river. Yeah. Chris Farley, huh? Send us a pic of the outside of the house. I did. It's in the Discord, man. But I'm not gonna send it in my Twitch chat. Alright. What are they saying these restrictions are? And the index, that's the max value. Dang. And these are the diffs. So they say I need a dang to make a dang array. So n is 10. I guess that means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this would be my array that I have to construct. And they're asking me to put in these restrictions as well. So they say at index 3 the max value is 1, and index 8 the max value is 1. And they say the sequence should be, let me just write this down. 0, 2, 4, 1, 2, 6, 2, 1, 1, 3. So how the hell, man? If you're legit in the basement, please test for radon. Hey, I saw your message about that, and I didn't test, right? But I looked up people in the area talking about it, and everyone who tested in this area said it was okay. So maybe I might just skip it. Or maybe I should just test it. He's in grow house? Nah. Well, maybe. Actual good LeetCode problem? Is this a good problem, man? I don't... Oh, jeez. Alright, so the diffs are here. Well, what do I do? Where... How do you start this? This sort of problem I would make? Dang. Wait, don't skip it? Wait, don't skip the radon test or don't skip this problem? Because... Dang, $100. Alright. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll do it. Maximize the largest value within the sequence while satisfying the above conditions. Is it like let me look at the constraints. 10 to the 5th 10 to the 6 million. I wonder if I'm binary searching for the max value to see if it's possible, but I don't really know anything yet. I just know that these diffs are something. So the answer should be 6. That's the maximum value. How the hell do you do this, man? I don't even know where to begin. Oh, A0 is 0. That sounds like some key information there. So this is 0. So that means the next number... Oh shit. How did that turn into a... What the hell are these? Oh, that's the answer. These are the diffs. So if this is 0, then this number can be either 1 or 2. And we're trying to maximize a value. Oh, that's wrong. Okay. So how do I know whether to choose 1 or 2 there, man? Do I just try and go for like as big as I can? So I hit 2, right? And they say no, this... The diff is 2, so this can go up to 4. Something within the range. The answer is 4. So should I always try and hit max? 3, but this has to be 1. Man. The value of the diffs is less than 10. Is that a key constraint for me right now? I'm thinking, I mean, I don't really know what I'm thinking. But should I just try every possible... No, that would be way too much, right? Absolutely way too many things to do. Is it binary search, man? Man, so many people got this. If I had taken this contest, it would have been real bad. Oh, snap. Tsuna Sushi Sawada. Thank you very much for the secret Discord invite. What the heck? Alright. Send me a whisper on Twitch and I'll send you an invite to my secret Discord server. Well, maybe I'll just message you first. Alright, I'm kind of stuck, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking of doing some type of like try every possible thing, but for sure that's gonna TLE. It's like, alright, if there were no restrictions, we'd want to just hit the maximum diffs every single time, right? But with the restrictions, maybe, alright, maybe we have to think about starting from the restriction nodes, just max everything until you hit the next restriction. That's what I'm thinking. So, alright, like this is the answer. This one down here. So we know we start from 0, and then we know these are restrictions. I'll type them up here. Right? So, and if we just maxed all the diffs here, it would be 2 plus 2, so it would be up to 4. Is that gonna work? Oh, but then this one has to be within. Then maybe we try and just hit the restriction from 1 and then hit all the diffs. Is that possible? So diffs. I'm about to give up, man. It must be something like that, right? But alright, but the value at the restriction index isn't necessarily always going to be max value. So, stuck. Limit X69, what's happening? Me who hasn't even understood the question. Yeah, I'm almost there, man. Like, I just starting to understand the question now. but I'm not doing very good on it, man. Number says it's a good question. All the elements in the sequence are non-negative. That's also a hint. Maybe I should try to remember. The diffs are only 10. I feel like this is a big hint as to what's possible in my algorithm. Alright. I'm gonna do a dang take it or leave it, man. If I did that, it would be, the time complex would be O of 10n, right? If I DP, then is that crazy to think that it would pass? I'm gonna try it. And every time I hit a restriction, if it's not possible, I just like break the recursion. Alright, let me try and implement something. So they give me n restrictions and diffs. This is gonna be a bit tricky. I don't even know if it's correct, my thoughts here, but I have to try something, man. I've been thinking about this problem for too long. Yara Serious, thank you very much for the follow. I'm gonna try and remember if I can even do DP. So the first thing is like, what am I doing? I'm trying to remember the maximum value that I've placed in the sequence. I don't know. Do I carry like a max in here? So if we're out of bounds, at every index, let me think. So we start at index 0. Maybe I need like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man. Boolean, thank you very much for the follow. The first number is 0. So this will tell me the diff in, I have to check restrictions. So maybe I should map my restrictions to an index. Wait, Yara Sarius. Did I do something wrong, man? Is it just that hard to watch me struggle in this problem? So the restrictions are index and the max values. So I'm gonna say the max vals at there is equal to that. Brute force all sequences only show that satisfies the constraints. That's, I mean, I might be doing something like that right now, but I don't know how to do it, man. Oh, Little Freezy is in the house. What's happening? How's it going, Little Freezy? What you been up to these days? jeez, I don't know. I don't even get it, but I'm enjoying it. Oh, dang. Hey, you just like watching people struggle, huh? Chilling, same old, same old. Same old, same old. What is the same old? I've been doing programming stuff still. I know you've been studying programming, like self-studying. How far along are you on your journey? Oh, jeez. So this what am I trying to do? I'm trying to basically just try all the numbers in range. Restrictions. No, not restrictions. This is diffs. My bad. Diff I. So that would be from there. Num less than equal to val plus diff I. We'll see if this works, man. So if this num is less than 0, that's not possible because all the numbers in the sequence should be positive. It says somewhere, it says that. Non-negative. I would say I'm pretty decent, been building stuff and applying to places. Nefarian, thank you very much for the follow. Jesus Christ. I don't think I'm going down the right path, to be honest. Not with this problem. Maybe I should take a little hint. I don't like struggling so much, man, but let's see. Let's find the problem. Man, look how many people solved it. One hint. No, let me look at topics. Greedy. Ugh. My worst topic. Greedy. So whatever I'm doing is whack. Alright, let me erase this junk, man. This ain't gonna work. How's post G life? It's been nice so far. A little bit worrying sometimes because my money keeps going down instead of going up, you know. So that's a little bit stressful. But I was prepared for that. I knew that would happen when I quit my job. That I wouldn't be getting paid anymore, you know. All right, let me think a little bit more before I just go on to something else. Greedy. What would the best thing to do would be to add the full diff. unless there's a restriction. And in that case, I want to make sure the restriction is... Do I have to work my way out from the restrictions? How long have you been typing to reach 100 WPMs? I don't think I'm at 100 consistently. I can only type 100 WPMs if the words are really easy and like common words. But when I first started to stream, I was around 75 to 80 WPMs. And I've been doing a lot of type racers since then. And now, 4 years later, I can hit 100 like maybe 1 out of every 3 or 4. Before, hitting 100 WPMs was like not possible for me 4 years ago. But after doing maybe like 2,000 type racers, or let me see how many type racers I've done. 1,000 type racers, 1,500 type racers to get to 100 WPMs from 75. So I haven't really been practicing otherwise, you know, like I don't sit down and do typing lessons or anything like that, man. So maybe you could get to 100 WPMs a lot faster if you took it seriously. Alright, I think it's time to give up on this problem. Spend enough time thinking about it. Time to see how to actually solve it. 2 passes. We should do a clash of code, man. I'm not that type of guy, man. Should I look at Lee's solution, man? Alright. This guy says, let's say we start with a greedy approach. We traverse from left to right and always try to be as high as possible. This is how I used to live my life. Now I don't try and be as high as possible, you know. Anyways, that causes problems because we may encounter a restriction. Yes, I think I've come to this realization. How about we go from right to left and ensure that is never going to happen. Alright, I'll read no more and I'll think about that. Going from right to left. I never really considered that seriously before. What domain did you work for in the big tech I was in? Wait, are you asking what domain did I work in while I was at big tech? I was working in I even forgot. Privacy and regulation for Google. So I did a lot of work with DMA the last few years, which is the Digital Markets Act. It's a EU regulation. More specifically, I worked with DMA 5.2 or whatever. And this DMA 5.2 thing basically says for big tech companies that have multiple products, you cannot use data from other products. For example, YouTube cannot look at your Google search history in order to serve you better YouTube videos, unless the user consents to cross-platform data sharing in Europe. So that's like the gist of the DMA 5.2 thing. There's other things in DMA that people worked on, but that was one of the bigger things. Are you looking to get into something else? Yeah, I'm looking to do my own thing. We need better laws in the US. Yeah. I think there are some laws. When I was leaving, they were talking about lots of different laws coming up in the US. I wouldn't say it's super identical to this DMA thing, but it's somewhat similar. Alright, so you're saying go from right to left in this problem, man. Right, people talk about companies selling user data and everyone is against that, which is crazy because I'm considering selling my own data, but I don't want social media as a middleman. Any leads? Hey, how much money do you think your data is worth? Looks like it's far from coding systems. No, it is. So the DMA 5.2 thing, of course, there's different aspects to that, like the lawyers handle some stuff, but the solution is 100% a coded system or something that is code. It's code that determines whether or not you can read this data or not, or write to this data, you know. So basically, I was on an infrastructure team, C++ infrastructure, and we had to build something to integrate with all the major systems at Google that will somehow determine whether or not that system could use some data or allow the data to flow from this system to that system, or like it got a lot more complicated. There's so many different edge cases and all types of crazy things. I think one of the biggest challenges doing that work was it's like trying to find a solution that worked for all the systems. Like the same solution had to work for, you know, dozens of really large systems. So our QPS is queries per second, like how many hits our server gets every single second. Our QPS was in the hundreds of billions. So hundreds of billions every second. That's how many decisions we had to make about whether or not this system could use this data for whatever purpose. So I don't think it's far from coding systems. It is very much coding a real infrastructure thing. So we offered our solution as a service and as a library that could be built into people's binaries. And it was, I'd say I learned so much from doing all that work, because I never worked on a scale that large before, obviously, because there's only like 2 places in the world you can go to work on a scale that's planet scale. And I never worked anywhere like that before. So it opened up my eyes to a lot of things that I never really considered about rolling out a solution at scale, you know. Anyways, should I just skip this problem? Only 2 places? What's the other place? I don't know. Facebook, Microsoft. Only like 3 places. It's not many. Like even within Google, it was a unique team, because like even the biggest systems at Google, maybe they only get like 400 million queries per second, you know, like, ooh, 400 million, that sounds like a shitload, but it's not anything like 200 billion per second, you know. And even at Google, like, there's not many teams or systems that get 200 or more, like hundreds of billions of queries per second. Anyways. Well, dang, 13 minutes. I failed that problem. Alright, what should we do now, man? I would like to report a bug. What kind of bug are you reporting? Man, they told me to go backwards. How do you determine anything from going backwards? Oh, my website said, yeah, I know. So my Twitch tracker thing is down because my API key or whatever key needs to be refreshed, and I'll do that sometime in the next couple days. Don't you worry, I'll fix that before next week. I just need to refresh my keys, man. I've been away for a while. Alright, I give up on this contest. It's too hard. This problem is too hard, man. Too hard for me. I'm just gonna continue looking at this solution. What the hell did they do here, man? That's crazy. I mean, I guess it might it might be faster than a map, but still, it's a little bit wild, I think. Restrictions. There should be 0 plus diff. I don't know. Forget this problem, man. I'm over it. What should I do next? We got like an hour. Should I do another contest? I would have bombed this one so bad. Ends in 10 minutes. To work at big tech, do you need to have study prior knowledge of scalable system, build one earlier? No, I don't think so. I think, well, to work maybe as a senior engineer or something, probably. But if you're looking to just get like a junior position, I know Google does not test your system design knowledge as a junior or a mid-engineer. Like L3, L4 is strictly algorithm interview, like just LeetCode basically. C# used in big tech? I'm sure C# is used in Microsoft. But I don't know about other places. Did I hear somebody at Google saying they worked in C# one time? Either way, C# is not common at Google. C++ is common. I'd say C++ is probably the biggest, most popular language at Google, followed by Java, perhaps. I think you must have misread the ++ as a sharp. Wait, what? Did I type C#? Alright. I'm just gonna end this virtual contest, and I'll do like another one. I guess 482. Here we go. Our new virtual contest, man. I'm ready. Same old junk. Maximum score of a split. You are given an integer array nums of length n. Choose an index I such that I is within bounds. For a chosen split index I, let prefix sum I be the sum from the beginning to nums I, and let suffix min be the minimum value amongst the rest of the numbers. The score of a split at index I is defined as the prefix sum minus the suffix min. Alright, I can do this. I can do this. So first, I'm going to remember the suffix mins. Oh, ints. So I'll call this mins. And then I'm going to iterate from the back of nums I to the front. And then, let me think. Hey, Q Ultimus, what's happened? Are you practicing for interviews? Didn't you say you don't want to work for a company? Yeah, I'm not practicing for interviews. I don't even know why I'm practicing, man. It's just an old habit, I guess. What was I doing? I'm trying to remember the suffix mins at I. So if the suffix, oh, so the split can't be the last one. I see. So I'm gonna just say mins I equal min, and then min is the min of min and nums I. Yes. And then now I have my answer, and then we want the highest score. It's talking about the maximum score. Should I put, I think int min might be okay here. So now I'm iterating from the beginning. And then I'm going right up to the second to last one. And then they want the sum. So the sum is equal to that. And then the score is going to be equal to the sum minus the min, right? -17, -2, and 0. Alright, one thing I'm not sure is this int min gonna be enough? I think it will be enough because nums could be -1 billion. Nums I. So the minimum would be -1 billion. No. I think I should use long min. Right? I should type in a, I should type in a test case that tests that, but I'll just submit instead. Alright, next question. Q1, not bad. Minimum cost to acquire required items. You're given 5 integers, cost 1, cost 2, cost both, need 1 and need 2. There are 3 types of items available. An item of type 1 costs 1 and contributes 1 unit to the type 1 requirements only. An item of type 2 costs and contributes 1 unit to the type 2 requirement only. An item of type 3 costs both and contributes 1 unit to both type 1 and type 2 requirements. You must collect enough items so that the total contribution towards type 1 is at least need 1 and type 2 is at least need 2. Return an integer representing the minimum possible total cost to achieve these requirements. Ugh. What are they talking about, man? Alright, so cost 1, 3, cost 2, 2, cost both, 1. Let me think. How the hell did I solve this? Well, the first thing I've noticed is if cost both is cheaper than both cost 1 and cost 2, we should just get as many cost both as we can and then fill out the rest. But then if cost both is more, then maybe it makes sense to just buy them individually. So maybe I need to try. So all right, let's try and write down all the different ways we can come up with our need. So I'd say cost 1. Wait. Need 1 at cost 1 price. Need 2 times at cost 2 price. So this is one way to get the requirements. I'll call it first way. What's another way? A second way would be wait, do we need to at least need 1? Second way would be maybe need 1 at cost both price. Remaining so there's that way. Third way would be need 2 times and then the fourth way would just be to the max. Is that all the ways? I don't know. And just take the min of all of these different ways. Let's try it. Let us try, man. So, all right, first way. Need 1 times that costs 1. What should I? First 1 Cost 1 times need 1. I think we should cast that. Cost 2, need 2. Alright, so that's the first way. Second way would be need 1 at cost both times. What is it? Need 1. Can't just cast this one time, man. I don't know. And then, alright, so it was need 1 at cost both, and the remaining need 2 at cost 2. So if need 1 is less than need 2, then we need more. So second is diff times cost 2, and we have to cast probably any of them. Alright, that's the second way. The third way was the same thing, but need 2 at cost. Should I copy anytime I copy and paste stuff like this, I always forget to change something and I end up with a bug. But I'm gonna do it anyways. So this is third 1, third 2. No, this is third 2, third 1. Need 2, and then if that is less, then we do that, and then this is third 1 is cost 1. Alright. And now the fourth way, just the max of the needs. Wait, long third. Wait. Third way. What's the third way? No, this ain't right. Second one. Ah, Jesus. That's a bug. Alright, so the fourth way is just by the max of the need times cost both, right? And maybe I cast 1 to long, and then I hope this works, man. Otherwise, I'd have coded up some junk. Who knows what the hell I was thinking when I wrote this. What are they talking about, man? Look at how you initialize ants. Wait, what's wrong with that? Long, 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 right? Oh, wait. It's supposed to be min, but still. I think this is I think there's still a bug, man. What the hell? 3, 22, 0. Should I try? I'm not overly confident that this will pass, but I'm gonna submit anyways. Man, that was a little bit too easy. It felt too easy to pass, but I guess it was not. I don't know. Still had to code it up, but the coding wasn't too bad. Alright, smallest, all ones multiple, Q3. You're given a positive integer k. Find the smallest integer n divisible by k that consists of only the digit 1 in its decimal representation. Example 1, 11, 111, and so on. Return an integer denoting the number of digits in the decimal representation of n. If no such n exists, return -1. What the hell? Divisible by k. Three? Oh, the number of digits. Like, what kind of question is this, man? Why wouldn't I just try? Why would I just try every number that's 111? Well, I guess. Huh. This question seems a little bit tricky. Looks like you need to make some type of crazy observation or know about number theory or something like that. So I guess the number could be very large that doesn't fit in an integer or even in a 64-bit integer, a long. So if k is like some crazy number, how did Jesus? How do we do this one, man? So many people solved it. That's crazy. I don't even think I'm a LeetCode knight these days. I see black deep, what's happening? Clearly a string representation of and long division. Wait, I can solve this? How can I solve it? I don't know what to do here. Caritas, what's happened? Welcome. Elite Whale says I can solve this, but I don't even know where to begin. I'm trying to think anything, man. Let's look. K equals 3. Say the number is 111 because 1 is not, 11 is not, but 111 is. It's 2. It's impossible. If it's 4, I mean, I can't really test anything. What am I scripting? I'm practicing some algorithm problems from LeetCode. It's like a programming puzzle, and you gotta solve it with programming. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm stumped. And it hurts to see so many people got this. And I'm not one of them. Let me think a little bit more. Man, how do you know that this... I can't just try every number 1111, right? That can't be it. One, two, three. Let me see. What is that? Like 15,000? Number of digits in the decimal representation of n. This one got me stumped. I am not gonna lie, man. Absolutely nothing is going on in my mind with this problem. Smallest integer n, consisting of only 1. Should I read those divisibility rules again? So, alright, let me look at this with one of the examples. This one. So 7, right? Adding 5 times the last digit to the rest gives a multiple of 7. And do I have to do like some of these weird rules? So, alright, if k is 1, the answer is 1. K is 2, answer is not possible. Wait, not those rules. Alright, I won't Let me stop looking at these rules and thank you for telling me so I don't waste my time. But if that's the only thing I'm thinking of right now, man. But we gotta think of something else. 2 to the 5th. I mean, 10K is up to 100K. How the hell do we get 6? Should I give up, man? Should I try Q4? Let me try Q. At least let me read Q4. I have almost never solved a Q4, so it's unlikely. Wait. C code, what's happened? You can tell it's not those rules because the quotient is given to you, so it's not fixed. So you could hard code? Can you hard code? I don't know. Hint is that when we do other problems that ask for modding by 1e9 plus 7, we can mod after each intermediate calculation to avoid overflow and get the correct answer. Oh man, mods is like one of my weakest topics. Like I have no idea anything about mod rules and how they work. But let me think about that hint, LeetWhale. So if we keep modding the number, it's just a mod problem. So it's kind of like brute force with modding. What am I doing? But then how can I know if it's not possible? Like, and if K is 4, or anything ending with 4, is that possible? What do I mod it by? I'm just modding by K the whole time. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make up rules in my head about modding. I don't think I can solve this one. Can I just look at the answer? Math. Just math. Oh, there's A-Weiss. Dang, A-Weiss is still active on LeetCode. That's crazy. if a plus b plus c mod k is 0, a mod k plus b mod k plus c mod k is also 0. So you're right that this is just brute force with modding. Yeah. If I knew how modding works, maybe it would be easy. Let me think. A mod k plus b. K being 100,000 is useful. Man, I'm still very uncomfortable with modding, man. Which I probably shouldn't be, but I am. Alright, so, I mean, none of these examples give like an overflow example, something that's not going to fit in an integer or a long. But I wonder if we could apply these rules to one of these examples anyways and figure it out. Like, I'm not even sure how to use that information to solve this problem, Elite Whale. I'm not gonna lie, man. So this, alright, I know that this divided by 7 is whatever this number is, right? So we're trying to say this times that equals to that. Man. I think I'm just gonna look at an answer by A. Weiss. I don't even know what these words are from A. Weiss. Euler's totient theorem? Who the hell is gonna know this off the top of their head, man? I don't even know what A. Weiss is talking about. Just know it. It's so easy, yeah. Divisibility depends on the remainder modulo k, not the full number. When you divide a number n, alright, let me try and read this, man. Alright. When you divide a number n by k, you can always write it as n equals k times q plus r. Quotient, remainder. Alright, okay. Suppose we already formed a number consisting of n ones. Yes. Interesting. I mean, I think coding it is easy, but knowing these rules is the difficult part for me. It's not like crazy code, it's just so you take the mod. Alright, let me just type this up, man. I'm not gonna remember how to do this, but I will. Oh wait, but then there's a how do you know if it's not possible? Because you loop at most k times? Interesting. Like, how am I supposed to come up with this part? Oh, once we hit a remainder that we haven't seen, or once we hit a remainder that we've seen before, it's gonna be a cycle. Let's say we only need to check up to k digits. Hey, LeetCode, I just read the answer, man, but I think I see how they do it. So it's like so we want to take Captain Ken, what's happened? Anytime you mod something, the answer is never greater than the value modded by n mod 3 will never be greater than 3. Right. Right. But still, I wouldn't have thought about like when to exit this loop, you know? Like modding is one of my weakest topics for sure. So what am I doing? I'm doing cur times 10 plus 1. Maybe I should start this off at 0. And then I have to mod that. Let me think here. That would be the mod. Seems crazy, but man, I really I don't know. That's why you have 50+ people watching and enjoy watching you learn, because it helps me learn. Interesting. Yeah, I'm always struggling out here, man, but I'd say some things stick. Usually the math stuff doesn't stick too much for me. I always forget everything. Like, I've been struggling with these mod problems for a long time, man. But I gotta try and remember this, because if I know the math, the programming is easy, you know? It's just knowing the math is the not so easy part. H. Mendoza, 2001. Thank you very much for the follow. Alright, that dang mod problem took a lot of energy out of me. I had to cheat to get that one. Should I even try this hard one? We'll read it. Number of balanced integers in a range. You're given two integers, low and high. An integer is called balanced if it satisfies both of the following conditions. It contains at least two digits. The sum of digits at even positions is equal to the sum of digits at odd positions. The leftmost position has the leftmost digit has position 1. Return an integer representing the number of balanced integers in the range low high, both inclusive. How the hell, man? Alright, something that I always think about anytime they ask you for some answer within a range like this, it's like you calculate the answer for the high, you calculate the answer for the low, and then you subtract like the low minus or high minus low to get the answer within the range. But I don't know if that's applicable here. I'm just speaking out loud. The integer is called balance if it satisfies, so it has at least two digits. It's a digit DP type of problem, man. Cause look at them dang constraints. 10 to the 15? Sounds like a big number, man. Feels like digit DP. So 10 to the 15, how big is that? Does that mean only 15 digits? So we go through each digit, and we're looking, it must be a digit DP problem, man. It's too bad I don't remember how to do digit DP right now, and I don't think I'm about to try and remember in the last 15 minutes of this stream. But if I had to guess what to do, I'd say you get the digit DP of how many numbers from 0 to high and how many numbers from 0 to low, and you take the difference of those two answers, and that would be your actual answer. But I'd have to go and like refresh my memory on digit DP. Should I look at the solutions to see if that's what is done? No, don't look at the solutions. Hey, I'm not gonna solve it in 15 minutes though. Should I look at topics then? Alright, LeetWhale, I just want to know if my thoughts are on the right track. You were right. Alright, so the idea is right. I just need to implement, which is the hard part for me. Sometimes. Usually, I'd say the hardest part is implementation in a lot of these problems. Because sometimes I can get the idea or I get the gist of the idea, but I just don't know how to code it up. Alright, so even if it was digit DP, let's pretend I know what digit DP is and I know how to do it. How would I do it? I forget how digit DP works. I know you go through each digit and you try to find the limit at each position, and you go up to the limit, and you also need like some boolean to tell you whether or not you're at the limit. Can we pretend I know what digit DP is too? Hey, Icy Black Deep, do you know how to do DP stuff? I don't know, man. Or is it one of your weaker topics? Roma Wars. Hello, welcome to the party. So it needs at least 2 digits. Probably weaker. I can do DFS and then flail at memoizing. Dang. Yeah. I mean, all right. From what I've seen you do, Icy Black Deep, it seems like you can solve some, some difficult problems that aren't DP, But I don't think I've seen you do many DP problems. Like, but then, like, you do really well at Advent of Code, but I guess Advent of Code doesn't have much DP. I haven't seen you do many LeetCode contests or anything, man. Deda Dev, thank you very much for the follow. All right, I'm just gonna star this problem in, I don't know, should I make a new list? Digit DP. I should really practice more digit DP, man. I still need to learn A star for its inevitable inclusion in Advent of Code. A star? What the hell is... I know what A star is. A star is a single source pathfinding algorithm similar to Dijkstra's, but I don't know anything about A star besides that. I don't even know if that's right, to be honest. Unreal Engine stream when? I don't know anything about Unreal Engine either, Steven Saggyball. I don't think I'll stream Unreal Engine. I don't want to be a game developer that bad. I lie. I do want to make a game one day. I just don't know when or how to go about even doing it. Alright. Is that it for tonight, man? Should I just... I guess we got 12 minutes before I go. What should we do last 10 minutes? Should I do like 1 zero-track random problem? Zero-track is a website that rates all the LeetCode problems by their actual difficulty. It gives a number difficulty instead of easy, medium, hard. So I'll do a random sub 2K problem. Random number between, let's say, random number generator, man. All right. From 1700 to 2000. This is gonna be the zero track problem. Dang, 1951. Stone Game 7. Let me see if I've solved it. Oh, I've solved it. Alright, should we make a... No, we shouldn't do a bet. Let me see if I can just solve it. Let me see the last time I solved it. A year ago. So I struggled. The first time I encountered this problem, I could not... I guess I did solve it, but I struggled. Second time, I struggled a little bit. Third time, easy work, right? Let's see if I can do it again. Stone Game 7. Alice and Bob take turns playing a game, with Alice starting first. There are N stones arranged in a row. On each player's turn, they can remove either the leftmost stone or the rightmost stone from the row and receive points equal to the sum of the remaining stones' values in the row. The winner is the one with the higher score when there are no stones left to remove. Bob found that he will always lose this game. Poor Bob, he always loses. So he decided to minimize the score's difference. Alice's goal is to maximize the difference in the score. Given an array of integers, stones, where stones I represents the value of the ith stone from the left, return the difference in Alice and Bob's score if they both play optimally. I should be able to do this. Because I've solved it many times before, but I don't know if I can, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm rusty right now. Is this what they call min-max? Min-max DP? So once upon a time, I could solve them. Minimax isn't exactly DP? Is what? What do you mean? I don't even know what minimax, but I don't remember exactly how the pruning works. Alright. Alice. Who goes first? Left or rightmost stone? So I need the total sum. Can it overflow? No, it can't. So I just need an int. So that's the total, and then basically I try left or right. So let me make this man. So do I need to remember whose turn? I don't even know if I do. Either hit them from the left or hit them from the right. So if we're out of bounds, we can just return 0. Who plays first? Alice plays first. So if it's Alice's turn, we want to add the score. If it's Bob's turn, we subtract the score or something like that. Man, I'm trying to finish this in 6 minutes before I leave, but I don't know if I can do it, man. So we can either take the left or rightmost thing in stones. Oh shit, how do I know which, oh, I need J. Or I need start and end, I guess. So if the end is less than or equal to the start, then we should end it. Or should I use IJ? I'm gonna just use IJ, man. And then, so either the left stone so if you take the left stone, what does that mean? That means I increments, J stays the same, is Alice flips, and the sum gets subtracted like that. And then what's the score? The score is the sum of the remaining stones. So it would be that, right? Endless Curiosity, thank you very much for the follow. So if we took the right stone, then we do all of that. You just subtract this. Is that how it works? I don't even know. Do we care if it's Alice's turn or not? Like, whose turn is it? Do we care? I don't know if we do care, man. But I'll leave that there for now. This shouldn't pass because I haven't memoized it, but I want to see if it's somewhat okay. Oh, also, this should be J minus 1. Should I just memorize this and send it? What are you saying, man? Maybe it's time. So, how do you memorize something again? Shit. Vector, memo, n. Should I do +1 for good luck? Fill it with -1s. I will say if dpij, if we've seen this, otherwise, let's see. Wait, Icy Black Deep says Minimaxi tries to get the best score for a player, so I'm not sure if it's applicable to this problem. It's DFS, but instead of using memorization to reduce work, it skips branches where you can possibly get a better score than one you've already seen. Interesting. Oh, that's not called DP. It's called memo. Jesus. You lost me on this solution. Captain Ken. Well, let's see if it works. It works. This is a dynamic programming thing. But I've solved this problem before, man. So it's not like... I've solved it a few times throughout my life, you know. But I didn't know immediately. I just know this technique. Brett taught me this technique, actually. So like we didn't even use this is Alice variable, so we can remove that completely. It doesn't do anything here. Wait, is a red sign if a girl you're flirting with tells you she is a coven who server our Lord Cthulhu? What are you talking about, Steven Saggyball? Is that a red sign? Is that a green sign? I don't know. But you should investigate further, man. That's what you should do. It's too early to tell. That's what the right answer is. Depends on if you're into that, yeah. Anyways, look at the time. I gotta go, man. HS2JV from YouTube. What's happening? What is you programming do? I'm just solving some puzzles from LeetCode.com. You read that like you have great grandchildren? Hey, maybe I do. I'm old, man. All right, I gotta get out of here. Who we gonna raid? The Dune Coon again? Should we hit somebody else? Nah, that's... I mean, who else is there, right? This is it. Alright, I gotta go. So let's go raid. And then... Pat quit streaming? Is that for real, for real? Or is he just like taking a break? I haven't seen Pat in a while on stream. He just doesn't stream. Well, maybe he'll come back. Streaming is taxing, man. I'd say it's good to take breaks every now and then, you know. He's too busy balling. Yeah, he's rich. Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Q Ultimus. I'll see you next time. Steven Saggyball. Yara Sarius. Yara Sarius. Adios. Leet Whale. Have a good night. Captain Ken. Adios, amigo. Everybody from YouTube, if anybody's on YouTube. See you later. CO12 Diploma. Have a good night. HS2JV. Hello, goodbye. I do C++, by the way. Who else is out here? Icy Black Deep. Have a good night. Good to see you in the new year. And Roma Wars. Have a good night too. Ice Cold Witch. Anybody who's out there, all you lurkers, have a good night. And I'll see you this weekend for more leak coding. Perhaps. See you later, alligators.